Hey there, today on Tatooine Sky. Hey, do you remember the 1978 Milton Bradley toy, Simon? That game that would do a pattern of music that you have to repeat over and over again until you go insane? Well, this ain't it. This, I think, is even better because it is a bootleg. Or, well, let's not say bootleg. Let's just say clone of the original Simon. This is actually a RadioShack Pocket Repeat. It's actually was manufactured by the Tiger Company in 1981. And yes, it was meant to be essentially a mini version of Simon. But after doing a little research, it wasn't really a cheap version of Simon. Well, I take that back. It kind of was. Retail price at the time was around 16 bucks. Can you believe it, for this little piece of plastic? Today you could probably pick these up for $2 to $5 at a resale shop. But let's look at this a little more closely. So as I said, this was a 1981 version of essentially the game Simon, but it basically comes in a little small compartment. This is, again, RadioShack, the Pocket Repeat. I believe it's model number 600-2482. Not 100% sure about that. They had a few different numbers at the time. It has an on-off switch right here. It has a couple of game modes: Game 1, Game 2, Beginner, Amateur, Advanced, Expert, Champ, that kind of thing. The back of it just has a little battery compartment right here. So as you can see, it just says press slide with the arrow. So you just depress a little bit and slide it open. And it has a couple of things. It takes a 9-volt battery, has a plus minus indicator there. Some kind of a OC66 past there on the back of this little plate, 7A8 perhaps, I believe. But let's go ahead and of course it's made in China. And let's go ahead and stick in a 9-volt battery, figure out which way is which. Let's see, positive, positive. Go ahead and stick that in. Slide this back in place. Turn it around. We got the on-off switch, so let's turn it on. And that's the introduction. We're ready to play. Now, this is a pretty complicated game. Therefore, I printed out instructions. So, operation. It keeps on doing this until you want to play it. It says turn, pocket repeat, on, off, etc. It says, you know, play game 1, play game 2. But essentially, all this instructions, all you have to do is press game 1, and then it will play a tune. Actually, it begins with just one note, and which you're supposed to repeat. So we hit game 1, that played, we repeat. It's a little more complicated. We have to hit that twice. Oops. So 1, 2, oops. Okay, let's do something wrong. Something went wrong here. Okay, so I might have done something wrong. This actually might be a little more complicated than I thought. So let's go ahead and try it out again. We'll hit game 1 again, beginner, and then it starts with champ. Now it'll get more and more complicated, each time adding a note. And let's do something wrong this time. Let's do a mistake. There you go. And yeah, it basically tells you it's wrong. So you continue doing that until you get higher and higher sequences. You have 5 notes, 6 notes, 10 notes, 20 notes, etc. All the way up to, I believe, 32 would be the end. So a sequence of 32 lights that you have to repeat. Once you do that, it sounds like you're doing pretty good, because according to the operation instructions here, if you get 0 to 7 of those sequences in a row, you're considered a beginner. 8 to 21 is an amateur. Let me think. 22 to 31 is an expert. And at 32, you become a champ. And I'm not sure what happens after that. Maybe you get into the Pocket Repeat Hall of Fame or something. But I can promise you I will never ever get to 32. In fact, to be completely honest with you, I don't like this game. Actually, I did not like the original Simon game either. I know it was very popular, a lot of people had a lot of fun with it, and I don't take that away from anybody. But back in the late 70s, I did get the Simon game for Christmas one year, and I was really hoping for that football game. Remember that handheld football game with that light that kind of went across the screen? That was what I was hoping for. Got a Simon instead, and that Simon just drove me nuts. I hated it. But if you did enjoy Simon, I bet you anything you're going to enjoy this little Pocket Repeat, and these are really cheap. You could get these cheaper than the old Simon games, just a few dollars, and you might find hours of entertainment from it as well. But so I hope you enjoy this video, and keep on repeating and repeating and repeating, and don't blame me for your psychological bills. So I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.